see somewhere Bernard Fonlon also went on campaign?
Yes, he campaigned, and you see, he was very, very important. As far as the West Cameroon elite, the West Cameroon intelligentsia was concerned, Professor Bernard Fonlon was the ultimate scholar.
Okay.
And every educated Anglophone West Cameroonian looked upon him. And when he said he was for the dismantling of the federal structure, he was for a unitary system, those West Cameroonian scholars, elites, who had wanted to hesitate, they ultimately changed camp and followed him, because they looked upon Bernard Fonlon as the ultimate intellectual, not only in West Cameroon, but also in the Federal Republic of Cameroon.
Okay, so they were sent down to campaign to the people.
They went to all, in fact, there were two campaign groups. The Northern campaign group, which went to present-day Northwest region, and the Southern campaign group, which went to the present-day Southwest region. It is interesting. You see, politics is a funny game. Augustine Gomjoa, from at that time, Menchum Division, was not a member of the Northern group, whereas Muna, Foncha, and all the other politicians from the Bamda grassfield were put in the Northern group. Augustine Gomjoa was put in the Southern group. And Augustine Gomjoa quickly realized the game that was going on. So he abandoned the Southern group and moved over to the Northern group and joined Muna, Foncha, Joa, and they went around campaigning. And in Cambe, because this is important, in Cambe, Joa held the two ballot papers, the white and the black, or the gray. The white ballot paper had the question in French and English with the answer oui and yes. The black ballot paper had the question and the answer in French and English no and no. And Augustine Gomjoa explained it in a very simple language. White stands for light. Black stands for darkness. Who amongst you here would like darkness? They all shouted no. So please vote for white, vote for light. So when people said that there was only one ballot paper, I asked a simple question. What then did Joa hold to show that this is black? No, no, and this is white, we, and yes.
Okay, because someone is writing, I would like the professor to throw more light on that question that Cameroonians were asked to answer during the referendum. I read somewhere that answers were yes and yes. There was yes and no and no. So there were two, black and white. Hi, Mr. Liu. I salute Prof. Victor Ngoh. Since sovereignty belongs to the people, is it a crime for a people to ask for a review of their history in terms of their union?
Of course. No community is static. Society evolves. So at any time in the life of a state, the population, the people can be called upon to review what they think is not moving on as well as they expected. It is their right. It is their democratic right. But that should be done within the framework of the constitution in place, within the framework of the law in place. Okay,
within the law in place. Now, the referendum took place, and were there campaigns this way also? And after, what were the results?
Of course, the campaigns were done all over the national territory. And the results were a massive yes, 98 in some areas, 99%, 97%. You see, there's this misconception that, well, it was a massive yes in West Cameroon because of the French-speaking population. You see, when people say this, they look at the situation of Northwest and Southwest as it is today, or as it was from 1984 to the present. We are talking of 1972. The population of French-speaking Cameroonians in West Cameroon was very, very negligible. Very. So it is upset for anybody to believe that it was the French-speaking population that tilted the vote. And also they saw this misconception that it was the joint vote, the vote from East Cameroon overwhelmed the vote from West Cameroon. No, the votes were counted separately. The votes for West Cameroon counted separately, and the votes for East Cameroon counted separately, because Amadou Ahidjo made it very clear that should one state vote against, then the abrogation was not going to be applied.
Okay, it was not going to be applied. Once this, once that was done, the Assembly, West Cameroon Assembly, did they sit to review their performance? Did they celebrate? Did they cry?
No, of course they celebrated. You see what what is interesting is that the political disunity in West Cameroon, I keep on saying it, and so some of my friends think that I want to split Northwest and Southwest. No, history deals with the past. You must know the past to understand the present and better prepare for the future. The political disunity in West Cameroon was horrible. I repeat, horrible. To the extent that in February 1972, Augustine Ngomjoa wrote to Amadou Ahidjo, begging Amadou Ahidjo to come to his protection, come and protect him.
Those letters exist?
Exist. Come and protect him from the gangsters of Mona. It is not my phrase. It's Augustine Ngomjoa's phrase, gangsters, Mona's gangsters. That should give you an idea of the disunity in West Cameroon politics. The excessive maltreatment. Two examples. Peter Efange, Eric Kwan were penalized, politically penalized, because they were suspected of having CPNC sympathies. The KNDP government systematically victimized them. To give you another simple example, Victor E. Mukete was about to travel to the USA. He had everything in place. He had taken a loan from the Cameroon Bank and had completely repaid his loan. But the government of Augustine Ngomjoa prevented him from leaving the airport in Douala and accused him of not having repaid his loan. Whereas he had repaid all his loan, and other West Cameroonians who had not repaid their loans were allowed to move about freely.
Okay. They were allowed to...
It had to take the intervention of Amadou Ahidjo for Victor E. Mukete to travel out of the country.
Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm very happy with this topic because Professor is really educating us and telling us more details about our history. Please, all Anglophones should follow this program and be enlightened. Thanks very much. Samuel is writing from Alakuma in Bamenda. Hi, Mr. Liu. If the constitution was not adopted by the Parliament of East Cameroon, was adopted by the Parliament of East Cameroon,
yes,
the Southern Cameroons did not, can we call it a walking dog?
It is a very funny point which should be clarified. on the 5th of August 1961, at the Yaoundé tripartite talks, when Amadou Ahidjo told the delegation of the United Kingdom, the delegation of the United Kingdom was led by Christopher Eastwood, and Amadou Ahidjo told him and the UK delegation that we, that is Republic of Cameroon and Southern Cameroon, we have agreed on a constitution. We have agreed on a constitution. And Augustin Ngomjua took the floor and said, this constitution, which will be debated, deliberated and adopted by the National Assembly of the Republic of Cameroon, should also be deliberated and adopted by the Southern Cameroon's House of Assembly. And Augustin Ngomjua was told, whatever constitution the National Assembly of the Republic of Cameroon adopts, Southern Cameroon is bound to accept. That's what was said.
Who told him so?
That's what was said. That's what the chair of the conference, that's what was said. It is there.
Who was the chair of the conference, Prof?
You see, the chair of the conference, you had the joint chair, Ahidjo, the Eastwood, and of course the Southern Cameroon delegation had did not have Southern Cameroon Bar Association. It was the legal advisor to West Cameroon, Southern Cameroon, who said that. And the legal advisor was who? B.G. Smith, a British colonial official. Mm-hmm. And surprisingly, the delegation, the KNDP delegation, did not argue. Did not argue. And so, Augustin Ngomjua's very democratic opinion was rejected. And on the 1st of September 1961, the draft constitution, which was adopted by the National Assembly of the Republic of Cameroon, was signed into law without, I repeat, without the West Cameroon, the Southern Cameroon House of Assembly, nor the Southern Cameroon House of Chiefs, having examined it, much less deliberated.
But why did they not veto it? Because you say they had a veto power.
No, we are talking of August, September 19.
Okay, 1960. Okay,
yeah.
Not. Okay, yeah, I get you now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All Anglophone Conference 1 in Boya, April 1993, wanted a return to a federal structure, two-state or autonomy. That was not given. April, May 1994, All Anglophone Conference 2 held secretly in Bamenda. I emphasize secretly in Bamenda. And one of the secret resolutions was to strike for independence of Northwest and Southwest. Strike for independence of Northwest and Southwest. That was 1994. 1995, the SCNC was created. And the goal of the NCNC was what? Independence as a separate state. Poncha, Muna, lawyer Ekotang Elat, Dr. Samuel Munzo and the others, went to the UN, went to the UN and then Los Angeles, Minnesota and other states, calling for the UN to reopen the Southern Cameroon's decolonization file. We are talking of 1995. And they wanted Southern Cameroon to achieve independence. They wanted West Cameroon to achieve independence. And bear in mind that these are the same politicians who campaign all over Southern Cameroon for reunification for independence by joining the Republic of Cameroon. These same politicians whether we like it or not, we have to recognize that they were at one time Prime Minister, Vice President, Speaker of the National Assembly, and then now they are calling for the independence of West Cameroon. And surprisingly, they failed to tell Anglophones, failed to tell Cameroonians that when they said the United Nations Trusteeship Council was going to reopen the Southern Cameroon's decolonization file, they refused to tell Anglophones and West Cameroonians that the Trusteeship Council no longer existed because it has suspended its activities in November 1994. So when they told Anglophones in 1995 that the Trusteeship Council was going to reopen the decolonization file, knowing fully well that the Trusteeship Council had suspended its activities in November 1994. And they arrived at the Mongo Bridge with a big flag, the United Nations flag, and gave the impression that this was evidence that the United Nations was going to reopen the West Cameroon decolonization file. It was a big lie. And in the process, of course, Anglophones, in their vast majority, contributed money, just as during the 2016 right up to the 2022 Anglophone crisis, vast majority of Anglophones have contributed more money for my trip to Boya.
No. You see, are you saying that the UN can no longer entertain this case? Is that what you're saying?
The case presented by who? Presented by who? And then what is the case for? Is it for independence? And are you sure the independence of Northwest and Southwest is what the majority of Anglophones want? And you see, we should avoid a situation of using the demographic advantage of one region to say that region speaks for both Northwest and Southwest. I think it is wrong and it is unfair.
Okay.
Southern Cameroon was not a member of the UN. The independence of Southern Cameroon by joining was not done through a negotiated treaty. It was a political process sanctioned by a plebiscite. And in this whole context, the UN, through Resolution 1608, said, please, United Kingdom, Southern Cameroon, Republic of Cameroon, put in place measures to ensure that on the 30th of September 1961, Southern Cameroon will achieve independence upon its joining the Republic of Cameroon. And a series of meetings was held to implement UN Resolution 1608. And in the course of those series of meetings, it was agreed by the parties, United Kingdom, Southern Cameroon, Republic of Cameroon, that we shall do this by an exchange of note. And that was what was done. And in February 1962, the United Kingdom informed the United Nations, we have done our job. And neither the Republic of Cameroon nor West Cameroon complained. Neither did the UN complain. It was accepted that the UK had accomplished the mission assigned to it by the United Nations.
Okay, we are going to be ending at this juncture. Thank you very, very much, Prof, for coming all the way from Boya to be part of this edition of the program. Please, for those who would want to have a copy of Prof's book, Cameroon 1884 to present, please just get to me. And this other one, Abrogation of Federalism in Cameroon 1972, you get to me. But Prof says that...
that one is 500 francs. I made an error. It's 500 francs.
500?
Yeah.
Okay.
500 francs.
Okay. So